Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
A recent headline on the Drudge Report reads, Europe on the brink of new refugee swarm, which links back to a Washington Post article, spring could bring a fresh surge of refugees, but Europe isn't ready for them. Last week, February 10th, 2016, George Soros wrote an opinion piece for the website ProjectSyndicate.com, flatly blaming Vladimir Putin for the refugee crisis across Europe. Soros wrote, Putin's current aim is to foster the EU's disintegration, and the best way to do so is flood the EU with Syrian refugees. Ironically enough, prior to this statement, Soros had been one of the most outspoken advocates for nations across Europe to help with the Middle East crisis, by creating a stable plan for accepting refugees into their societies. Now let's review a few key statements leading up to Soros' remarks last week. In September of 2015, months before the Russian action against ISIS, Soros posted this article on ProjectSyndicate.com, Rebuilding the Asylum System. He actually says the EU needs a comprehensive plan to respond to the crisis, one that reasserts effective governance over the flows of asylum seekers so that they can take place in a safe, orderly way and a pace that reflects Europe's capacity to absorb them. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban responded to Soros' statement in October by accusing him of using the migrants as mere pawns for, quote, well-organized money movers, those thinking beyond nation states and leaders who have never been elected. Europe has been betrayed, Orban continued. If we don't stand up for it, the continent will no longer be for those citizens living here. Then in mid-November 2015, Putin launched his offensive against ISIS. It appears that Soros completely changed his position, blaming the refugee crisis entirely on the Russian military action, which of course makes no chronological sense. There certainly is a lot of finger-pointing over what appears to be who is at fault for carrying out the agenda to move a third-world refugee population into Europe to permanently alter European life as we know it. If we draw a line back to Count Richard Coudenhove-Kalergi, known for being the founder of the first popular United Europe movement, the Pan-Europa movement, Kalergi called for a united Europe to counter a growing Russian threat. His vision was a United States of Europe which would eventually expand into a complete world order and will be populated by a culturally homogenized people. Kalergi envisioned a world where migrant races will be integrated into Europe. Europe would therefore be populated by the man of the future. Kalergi wrote, the man of the future will be of mixed race. Today's races and classes will gradually disappear owing to the vanishing space, time, and prejudice. The Eurasian Negroid race of the future, similar in its appearance to the ancient Egyptians, will replace the diversity of peoples with the diversity of individuals. Interestingly enough, Soros remains a supporter and activist for the European Union. He recently warned that German austerity policies, which he originally pushed for, will be ultimately responsible for an EU failure. So as we see the refugee crisis escalate throughout Europe, we can also draw parallels from history, which present a clearer explanation for the present situation. Soros is simply carrying forward the progressive agenda of his forerunner. The plan for a united Europe has always included an agenda for what Kalergi described as the Eurasian Negroid race of the future. Many experts have already warned that the refugee crisis threatens to bring European culture to its knees if the situation is not brought under control soon. The end to some, however, represents the beginning of a new world order. As the winter ice thaws, will we see a new surge in the Kalergi plan? Or will the nation-states of Europe begin to control their own borders? Rob Dew reporting for Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv.
Clean, pure drinking water. You can't survive without it. But where do you get it? Alexa Pure Pro is a brand new, groundbreaking, gravity-fed water filtration system that is like no other. The Alexa Pure Pro transforms water from virtually any fresh source into clean, healthy drinking water, pairing the unprecedented superfiltration power of an all-new gravity block core with a hybrid chromatic shell. It removes up to 99.999% of impurities, including bacteria, viruses, fluoride, disinfectants, volatile organic contaminants, and hormones. Filter capacity up to 5,000 gallons. Stainless steel construction, easy assembly, low maintenance. Replacement filters are simple to install. And now, as part of an exclusive limited time introductory offer, you can save $20 off the retail price and get free shipping. This is a limited time offer, so order your unit today and receive free shipping and $20 off. Go to InfoWarsStore.com or call 888-253-3139.
And don't tell me that I'm a weirdo because I'm upset about this. I'm just sick of dishonorable trash.
Supreme Cobra Commander!
You're failures! You think I'd sell my family out like you, dirtbag?